let us start with the first one called as inbuilt module. What is meant by inbuilt module means Python has, while you are installing that one Python, it has installed that modules also, universal for you and for me and for everyone. It is going to work, which are called as inbuilt modules, Python inbuilt. Okay, whoever has designed the Python, they have designed this one and they have integrated. While when you are installing this Python module, when you are installing this Python software, automatically all the modules has been installed. So for that, you no need to copy that particular py in your folder. You no need to copy for them. Whereas user-defined modules you have created. Similarly, yesterday's class we have discussed, right? Functions. What are the functions we are having? User-defined functions and inbuilt functions. Inbuilt functions are by default in the inbuilt. Length is the function. This one have you created? No, right? Print. This function have you created? User-defined function? No. Though it is not the function you have created, also still it is working because this is a inbuilt functions. Similarly, inbuilt modules we are having. In that, one of them is called as math module. Now, how to work with a modules means you have to use the option called as import. Import means it is going to work only that one. In the backend, it is going to use that module only. Python is having 25,000 plus modules are available. 25,000 modules are available in the back. All the modules will not run, right? If all the modules are imported, means heavy load is going to be on the RAM. So whichever the module we require, that module only we are going to import. Means it is going to select the math.py file. It will open wherever you have installed. In the installation files, there will be one file called as math.py. That file will be open now. Once you have imported math, now within the math, help of math means you are asking help file. If you open this help file, see help file, it is saying that it is a built-in module or inbuilt module, both are same, right? Built-in module called as math, and where this math library was created for doing the mathematical functions. Your basic calculator and basic scientific calculator is there, right? Tan theta, cos theta, sin theta, and with respect to factorial function, permutations, whatever your scientific calculator is consisting of log ln, log to base t, log to base 2, like this we are having. All these things are available in this particular math module, right? So in this math module, if you see one of the example, I'm taking one of the example within this called as exp. Exp is the function. Can you see here exp is having how many input variables? Means only one input variable called as x. What is this function is going to do? Return the e to the power of x. Whatever the x value you have written, it is going to return. Now, for example, I'm asking exp of 2 means it is nothing but e square. It is going to apply the e square. Now, what is the backend code they have written for this one? You know, what is the backend code? If you open the math.py file, whatever the math.py file is there, if you open that one, in that one of the function will be with respect name called as exp of x, like this, where they have written the string with respect to return e rise to the power of x. Okay, rise to the power of x, and they have written with respect to e power, that is y is equal to e to the power of double star x value, and return the y. This is the backend code of that. In that it is going to work like this. This is the backend code they have created. What is meant by def means, you know, right? What is meant by exp means function name. This is input argument, only one parameter. That one parameter is with respect to consider as compulsory parameter. It is not a default parameter. Default parameter means is equal to should be there. In the function name only is equal to should be there. Is equal to is not there means it is a normal parameter where compulsory you have to give the value, some value. And they have created like this, and this thing they have stored in the math.py. Now, whenever you are importing the math, import math means the entire math.py. Inside this, how many functions are there? Every function will be imported. Everything will be imported. Now, what we are going to do within that math.exp of 2 means now it is going to check in the math that is py file. Within that exp function is available or not? Yes, available. Here number of input variables both are same. Yes, both are same. Now what it will do, it will calculate e to the power of 2 and it will return that value. Just it is going to execute the function. Whatever the function is there, that function will be executed, right? Just observe this one. Math dot, I'm applying the math dot exp of 2 means e to the power of 2. Exp of 1 means e to the power of 1. E to the power of 1 means everyone knows that is 2.71, right? E to the power of 2 means 2.71 whole square, right? So sir, if I don't write the math, what happens? It is going to check it is a user defined function within the your Jupyter notebook. Maybe you have created within the Jupyter notebook this function. It is going to check in that way. Whenever you have written this math dot means automatically I assume that, oh, this is not the Jupyter notebook function. This is the function of math module. You no need to check within the Jupyter whether this function was created or not. It will check whether in the math module this is available or not. Is that clear? Now, so math dot exp means within the math dot py, exp is the function it is executing. Math dot srk of 4. So sr that is sqrt, square root function, that is math dot square root. Where is sqrt? Now, where is sqrt? Yes, qrt. Sqrt you are having like this. Now, how many records, how many input variables it is going to consider means 1. Hash, no need to consider. Hash means ended, completed. Only one variable is there. Hash is not having any importance. Okay, for every function hash will be there. Hash means number of variables are 1 only. Now, sqrt is the function and inside that x is the input variable. Now tell me what is the code they have written for this, and it is going to return the square root of x, it seems. What is the code? Def of square root of x and y is equal to x to the power of 0.5 and return the y value. This is the code. So whenever you have given x is equal to 4, 4 to the power of 0.5. 4 to the power of 0.5 means nothing but square root. It is applying the square root and it is going to give me the return value as 2.0. So I want the return as float of y. I have created the function like this. I have created the function like this means it is going to give me the output as 2.0. If I created the function as int of y means 2 only. How you have created the function in such a way it is going to give that one output. Sir, how we can see this function, sir? How you are writing the function now? Can we see that function? You can't see any of the function. None of the function you can see. Means none of the Python code you can see. We have to assume only. You have to crack that one and you have to write, but none of the function you can see. Now, what is the use of this function? You can clearly see here. Now, for this function, what is the use? It is going to return the square root of x. Okay, this is the use of this function. How many values it is going to take? Only one value, and it is going to give the return of that value. So, square root of 4 means it is going to do this one. Now, power, POW. Now, what is this power is going to do means it is going to take 2 input variables and it is going to return x to the power of y. This function was created in such a way it seems, which will return. They have not been given the code. Code is, what is the backend code? POW of x comma y, return x to the power of y. This is the backend code of that. But we are not writing this code also. Just we are writing math.power, POW of 2 comma 3. Automatically 2 to the power of 3. X will be considered as 2. Y will be considered as 3. Now 2 to the power of 3. It is going to take 2 to the power of 3 and it is going to give me the output as 8. So power of 2 comma 3. 2 comma 3 means 2 to the power of 3. 8. Exponential. Already I have exponential now, like this. So math dot. Like this you have to use the math dot. This is option number 1. Second option is if you have imported directly your function from math. One option is import math is one option. This is option number 1. Import math. What it is going to do is in the back end, it is going to import all the functions. How many functions are there? All the functions will be imported. Every function will be imported. For example, in my case, I'm using only sqrt, but I'm not using POW or exp or nothing I'm using. None of them I'm using. Now, how many functions are there in this means? Approximately 50 functions are there. Approximately 50 functions are there. Now, these 50 functions, it is going to consist, but I'm going to use only one. I'm using only one function. But why to import 150 functions? What is the use of doing that one? So what we are going to do is second option, option number 2. Option number 2 is from math. From math, import whatever the function you want. Now in this case, what happens? It is going to import only whatever you have whatever the function you have written, only that function only will be imported. In this case, it is going to import only the function which you have asked. Only the functions which you have asked. Whether one function means one function, two functions means two functions, whatever the functions you asked, that one only will be imported. Others will not be imported. This is one case and this is second case. So now questions, multiple questions will be there. Obviously, students will have multiple questions. Question number 1. Question number 1 is, sir, what happens if I do in this way? What happens if I do in this way? In this way, if you import all the functions, you have to write every time math.function name. You have to write your math.function name. You have imported math now. So whatever you have imported, from there you have to start. For example, you have imported here sqrt. Directly you can start the function name only. From the function name itself, directly you can start. In this case, you have to use from the math.function name. In this case, directly from the function name only you can start. Because already you have imported this function now. In the backend, that function is running. And directly it will work. Now, question number 1. Sir, in this case, if I import in this way, what happens? What is the difference? Okay, writing is difference. That is not a problem. What is the actual difference? Means RAM. RAM here in this case, more RAM will take. It is going to consist of more power of RAM. For example, your RAM is of 4 GB. It is going to use at least 0.5 GB. Assume example I'm saying example of 0.5 GB it is using for math miss. Then in this case, just it is going to use 0.05 GB in this case, because you are importing only one function now. Your RAM power will be less. Less usage of RAM is sufficient if you go with this. If your RAM power is less, means what happens? Time will be saved. Automatically, time. Faster. It is going to have faster. Now, sir, if time is not dependent for me, which one is best? Question number 2. If time is not considered, anything you can choose. Choice is yours. Whichever you feel easy. Now, sir, question number 3. Sir, in this math, 50 functions are there. Assume 50 functions are there. Sir, these 50 functions have to be learned? No need. Sir, okay, if no need, then whether I required with respect to XCP, exponential, but whether it is available in the math function, math library or not, how I can know? Tomorrow I may work on the tan theta. Whether tan is available in the math or whether it is available in the another module, how I can know? Means you are going to check in the Google. In the company also will do the same. In the company also will do the same. Just in the Google type, I want the square root in the Python, square root in the Python. If you type, you will get the path. Okay, it is available in the math.square root. Sir, okay, in the company we are going to use Google, but in interview, no person in the world will ask this type of questions. From which module you are going to import this function? No person in the entire world, because he also don't know the answer. No person in the entire world. Sir, how I can trust you, sir? Next question. Check in the Google interview questions on the Python for data scientist. Check whatever the company you want, and any company has asked that type of question, miss, please let me know. In the entire Google, you check. Okay. So none of the company is going to ask the question that for which function is in which module it is available. So if no, sir, I will remember, sir, I will learn all the functions and all these things, miss. In data science course of this 4 months only, we are going to learn at least 500 to 1000 functions in between. in between 500 to 1000, in between. Exact number I also don't know. Okay. So in between 500 to 1000 functions we are going to learn in this 4 months course only. If you start learning like this, all the functions with all the modules, what are the modules are available within that, what are the functions are available within that, arguments what are available. If you start learning like this means entire data science course is going to take for you 5 years. Okay. You can enjoy as per your choice. If you go with daily 1.5 hour session means 5 years. Okay. So it is going to take minimum 5 years, 5 years or 4 years, whatever it is. You are too fast. Excellent. You are like a racing horse, something like this. Though you are excellent, very fast also, it will take minimum 2 years to complete your data science course. Okay. So none of the person in the entire world knows how many modules are there, within that how many functions are there. Right? Including me. Right? So we required most of the functions will be repetitive. We are going to use in the general life the same concept. So in my whatever the experience in data science I am having, in my entire data science experience till now, whatever the functions I have used it for different projects, all the functions I am going to explain in the class. Apart from that, if tomorrow I am going to have a new project, at the time I have to apply a new function, I have to also learn only. I have to open the help file and I have to understand that one. That is the reason the basics, the functions, any function, for example, you don't know what is meant by this fabs. But what is the meaning of fabs means? It is going to return the absolute value of the float of x. Whatever the x value you have given, it is going to give the absolute value in the float, it seems. ABS means absolute value. Fabs means it is going to return in the float. What is the backend code they have written? That is def fabs of x. Okay, if x value, if x is less than or equal to 0, now it is going to take x is equal to minus of x. Next, else it is going to consider x is equal to x only, x value only. It is not going to change, or simply you can write as y is equal to something like this. And return float of y is the output. Whatever the output is there. For now, x is equal to, assume that minus 2.4 I have given, minus 2.4. Now it is going to see that minus 2.4 is less than or equal to 0. Yes, true. So y is equal to minus of x. Minus of x means plus 2.4. Finally, it is going to return the float value. Float value means output as 2.4 only. For example, output as int is there means output I am going to get as 2. So this function was created to give the absolute value of the float of x. This is called as fabs of apps. And this is going to take only one input variable. So now by seeing this doc string and by seeing the number of input variables, I can understand for what purpose this function was created. Okay, any function you can understand like that. For example, still you have not understand. Let us take like this example, mac.fabs. I don't know what, until now I have never applied flaps. This is the first time. In front of you, I am applying. I also don't know what is there inside. Right? Just if I open this help file also, directly first I'm going to use math in that fabs and I'm going to use shift tab. In the shift tab, it is very clear in the help file that it is going to return the absolute value of the float x, whatever you have entered. So I'm entering minus 2.4, something like this. If I write with respect to minus 2, still minus 2 also is given as 2.0 because in the written float of y is there. From this I can understand like this. So in the written file, float of y they have written. That is the reason 2.0 it is giving, though I have entered minus 2 also. Right? So like this, we can execute with respect to the functions. Sorry? Yes. So here minus 2 will not be, that minus 2 is not given, only plus 2 is given here. It is not applying with respect to the basic math like that, right? So from math, import sqrt. From math, import sqrt means directly you can start sqrt only because you have imported the sqrt function. Huh? Now, if you observe this one, I'm removing everything. Sorry. Guys, I'm removing everything. I have not imported nothing, none of them. Okay. Entirely again fresh code. From math, I am importing only SQRT and SQRT of 4. It is working. If EXP of 1, whether it will work or not. EXP of 1 will work or not. It is not going to work because you have not imported EXP. Either you have to use math.exp. If you want EXP only, means you have to import EXP also. Have you imported EXP? No. So it is not going to work. It is going to throw error that EXP is not defined. So if you have imported square root and EXP, both of them, then this square root will work and EXP also will work. And now what about the another one? Another with respect to called as power. Power will work, miss? No, because you have not imported that one. Huh? Whenever you have written like this, only that particular function only will be imported. In the backend, that function will be written. Got the point? Now, option number 3. First option we have seen with import math is the first option. Second option, from math, import the function name. This is the second option. Whatever the function name is there, this is the second option. Third option is with respect to from math, import star. Star means all of them, every function. So then what is the difference between this one? This one means both are same. This one and this one both are same. Then what is the difference between both of them is here you have to use math dot because you have imported up to math only. Na? Every time you have to use math dot. Here you have imported directly all the functions. So directly you can start with the function name only. No need to write the math dot. That is the only difference. Right? So here see from math I am importing star. Star means all the functions. Whatever the function names are there, every function name will be imported. Every function name is there in the backend of this Jupyter notebook. Now SQRT I am checking. Now import math dot factorial of 5. So what is factorial of 5? Just it is going to give 1 that is 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 into 1, which is nothing but 120. Now what is the backend code of this? How it is working? How it is working means in the backend you have written the factorial function only. Def of factorial of x. You have written yesterday whatever the recursive function we have discussed, either recursive function or iterative function. Anything is okay. And based on whatever the code it is there, it is going to execute that code. In the backend, what is doing? This is the shortcut. What is the backend? Factorial function. How factorial function is working? Based on the conditional statements. If you know conditional statements, then you can create the factorial. If you know factorial, then you can use the module. Got the point? So factorial can be used either based on the if and else conditions, that is like recursive function, or you can use for loop. Using the for loop also for I in range of the maximum value x comma 0 to minus 1. You are going to consider and x is equal to x into 1, x into the next number, whatever the next number is there, that is p into x, I mean p into I, and you are going to save this one as p you are initializing with 1. Either you are going to use for loop or you are going to use if and else. For recursive function means if and else. So either if and else recursive function or for loop means any just it is executing the function. In the backend it is executing the function. If you know functions means modules is easy. Without functions, if you observe the modules, what you will understand? For example, here math.factorial. Okay, output you are getting. Okay, how? That is interview question. From where you can get the math? What is the library of math? They will not ask that one. Math.factorial of 5. How it is working? Can you write the code? How this 120 you have got? Can you write the code for that? How it is working? They will ask you that question. For the Python developers, that too, not for you. For Python developers, they will ask this type of questions. Math.factorial of 5, 120. I also know that one. But how? What is the backend? How it is working? Tomorrow, if this is not available, you have to create your own function. Means how you can create. Assume that there is no factorial function is available in the math. We can use factorial function. Huh? Then you have to create on your own, right? User defined factorial function you have to create as per the requirements. That's it. This is one of the example of inbuilt module called as math. The second inbuilt module called as random. Random means it is going to choose randomly. Randomly it is going to choose. Every time you execute, it will give randomly different answers. Random. That's it is called as lottery. Okay, lottery tickets will work on the concept on the back end. This is the code. Random dot random. Inside the random, there is one more function called as random function. This function was created with no arguments. This function was created with no arguments. I told you already the functions with no arguments, right? This function was created with no arguments. Once you execute the code, it is going to generate randomly one number between 0 to 1. This function was created to give between 0 to 1 only. So if I want more than 1 means this is not the function. There is one more function available. This is not the function. So it is going to generate only randomly between 0 to 1. Once again, if you execute, different answer. Once again, execute, different answer. Each time, different answers you may get. So don't ask the question, sir, in your Jupyter notebook, whatever you have shared to us, PDF, the answer is different, here answer is different. Don't ask that silly question. Obviously, it is going to be different only because random, na? Right? So randomly, it is going to select one number from 0 to 1. Now, sir, I want 5 numbers like that, not one number. Apply the for loop for 5 times. The same code you have to execute for 5 times. Na? Apply for loop. Instead of writing the same thing for 5 times in 5 different cells, execute the same thing in the for loop. Now what happens for I in range of 5? Now what is I in range of 5 means I is equal to 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. First 0 will be taken and enter into the loop. Inside the loop, what is there? Random dot random. It will print that one. Once it will print. After that, again it is going to take I is equal to 1. Again it will print. I is equal to 2. It will print. Now I is equal to, for I in range of 5, print SRK. What is the output of this code? SRK will be printed 5 times. Now this code is printed 5 times. Here SRK is printed 5 times. Here this code is printed 5 times. 5 times 5 different numbers. It is going to generate 5 numbers like this. You want to take a lottery of 5 numbers like this, you are going to pick. But here this random gives only between 0 to 1. This is 0 to 1. No, sir, I want with respect to called as integers, not with respect to 0 to 1. I want 1, 2, 3, 4 like this numbers, normal numbers. So go with the rand int. The next option is called as random dot. Within the random, there is one more function called as rand int. Now rand int, from where to where you want? From 1 to 500. Within this, it is going to select one number randomly. It is going to choose one number randomly every time. 5 lakh tickets you have sold, out of which one ticket it has to take randomly. Now for I, you want 5 numbers for I in range of 5. Just write in the 5 for I in range of 5. 5 times it has to execute the same code. So it is going to execute the same code for 5 times. Now, if you open in the Google, just type in the Google random number generator. Now here, if you write the minimum value and maximum value, I'm writing maximum value of 100 and I'm going to click on the generate. It is generating 12. Once again, I'm generating 61. Once again, 83. So once you click on the generate, it is working now. What is the backend code? This is the backend code, random.randint. And within the 1 to 100 you have given now, it is going to take 1 to 100. So what is the input value? Ask the user to enter the input. Starting value, start is equal to int of, input of. Whatever you have entered there, it is going to take as the starting point. Ask the user to enter the end value. End is equal to int of, input of. Once you have entered here 2 values, starting value and ending value, here it is going to take the starting value and here it is going to take the ending value, whatever the end value you have written. Now here in the same Python, that website, here you have given 1. When you have entered 1, automatically this is the starting value. When you have entered here 100, automatically that is the ending value. And when you click on the generate, it is going to execute the same code. See here, first I'm entering 1, entering 100, and it is going to generate one number randomly. This is the backend code of that one. Here it is what this is called as deployment. They have deployed in the Google website. This is called as deployment. In the deployment backend, the code is running is this one. For this, again, one more definition, one more function is working in the backend. Function is working in the backend. Function is working. This is module now. Inside that function is there again, right? So if you want 5 numbers like this, means select 5 numbers. Next one is rand range. Sir, I want even numbers range like 2 to 101 where increment of 2. What is meant by 2 to 101 with the increment of 2 means 2, 4, 6, 8 like this up to 100, out of which it is going to select one number. Only even numbers will be selected. Rand range means range function only, nothing but range function. Random is one number from the given range. Within the given range, one number. If you want 5 numbers from this means for loop. 10 numbers means for loop of range of 10. Right? Next, choice. Sir, for example, I am having the names like Sunny, Bunny, Chinny, Winnie. 4 names are there. Which name has to be selected? Generally, we'll ask touch anyone out of 4 fingers. Na? The same thing. Python will touch us. It will give the which is the best one. Sunny. Choice. Within the given only. Within whatever you have given, within that it is selecting one. Instead of asking others touch out of these two fingers, 1 finger, ask Python only. Random.choice. It will choose out of 2, 1 easily. Okay. Is that clear? Now in this class, one person is eating some, assume that person is using some kind of chewing gum. Now I have to ask that person to get out. Whether I have to ask or not, yes or no. I will ask randomly choice for the Python. Example. Whether now I have to ask that person to get out or not. That person understands, I will understand what is the meaning of this example. Right? Example, pure example. Choice, whether I have to ask or not. Just I am asking Python, yes or no. Whether I have to ask him to get out or not. Yes or no. If it says yes means, please get out. If it says no means, don't get out. Lucky guy. Okay, lucky guy. Next time. For example, one more time we'll ask. Now, for example, now I want him to send that one means first one touch. Automatically answer I will select only yes. Na? Right? This is with respect to called as inbuilt modules. Like this, the inbuilt modules which we are going to create in the next further classes, we are going to discuss like this on the modules and libraries. Every library is a library is a set of modules. It is a set of modules, and each module is a set of functions. Each library is a set of modules, and modules are nothing but set of functions. Every set of functions you are going to keep in a py file, some py file. Whatever the related, for example, maths related, all the functions you are going to keep as math.py. Science related functions you are going to keep science.py. Social related functions if available means social.py. Physics.py, chemistry.py, like this. All the related terms we are going to keep into one set in one area. All the related functions to one thing, whatever the one subject related or one particular task related, we are going to keep in one area by creating the modules. So all the machine learning related functions are there. Machine learning relatives are there within the sklearn. SKM is scikit, scientific kit learning. That is the full form of that library. Of course, we'll discuss in the future. Don't worry. Okay. And later we are going to discuss all the artificial intelligence functions are there within the TensorFlow, tensors. by creating the tensors, and the flow of the tensors is called as tensor flow. Deep learning and all the related to in terms of SQL related will be in the SQL library. For SQL also one library is there. Sir, SQL means that is another one. Na? In Python also there is one library called as connection of SQL with Python. Okay, that we'll see one by one later. But only thing you have to understand is every library what we are going to discuss from tomorrow is purely of functions only. Now, from now we are going to discuss only the shortcuts like this. Math.factorial, I am going to say how the factorial function is going to give that output means completed. That is not prepared for us now. From today onwards, we are going to discuss everything in this way only. From NumPy, NumPy is one of the library. In NumPy, there will be multiple functions are there. What is the use of each function? If I explain this, NumPy library is completed. Pandas is one of the library. If I explain what is the use of each function, means Pandas is completed. Cburn is one more library. Cburn functions, if I apply, means Cburn is completed. sklearn is one of the library. If I explain all the functions in sklearn, means machine learning is completed. TensorFlow. In the TensorFlow, multiple functions are there. If I explain, means artificial intelligence is completed. I am going to explain the functions only. Literally, I am going to explain the functions only. In each module, whatever the important functions are there for the data scientist, those important functions we are going to discuss in the next classes. But every function has been written based on the core Python. Till now, whatever we have discussed, using those only they have created the functions. None of the function was created with respect out of that. Okay. Now, this is input modules. That is, one of the module is math module, one of them is random module. These two modules I have explained. Why I have explained these two modules means because in the future I am going to use these things. Whereas other modules I am not going to use. Then why to discuss those things? Right? Now, second one is user-defined modules. User-defined means we are going to create the module, we are going to create the library, and we are going to use our own functions. We create and we'll use, which is called as user-defined. How the math.py they have created, similar way srk.py we are going to create. Inside that we are going to write various functions. First function, second function, third function, fourth function, fifth function. Whatever we are going to use, 20, 30 functions we are going to write. In the future, directly instead of writing the entire function code, function means at least 4 lines or 5 lines of code will be there, right? Instead of writing 4 lines of code, I'm going to write only 1 line. Or 20 lines of code of function is there also 1 line. 500 lines of code of function is there also 1 line. Just we are going to bring everything into 1 line by using this modules concept. Right? Now user-defined functions. Now whatever the user-defined functions you are having is, sorry, user-defined modules means you are creating. User is creating that function module. User creates the module. Okay, is called as user-defined modules. Now, first, for you understanding user-defined modules, we are going to create one py file. This py file should be in our working directory. So now you have to write in your notes clearly what is meant by working directory. In the first class, I have told you when I have installed in the Python and there I have shown you how to execute the Python using the command prompt. Then I have told you the working directory. Okay. So now once again, I'm saying, now, whenever you are working on the user-defined modules, working directory is important. Working directory not only for user-defined modules, throughout the data science course, working directory is more important. So please understand the working directory clearly. Working directory is nothing but the folder, the entire folder, which where your Jupyter notebook is there, where your Jupyter notebook is there. The entire folder is called as your working directory. Whatever the Jupyter notebook you are having, that Jupyter notebook location will be there. Is in your system somewhere it is located, right? That location of that Jupyter notebook, that particular folder is called as working directory. In my case, this is 12.modules is the file. Where it is located in my system is, it is located in my system. It is located in the D drive, within the D drive NIT, within that core Python. Here it is located 12. modules.ipnb file. Here it is located. Where it is located? D NIT in that core Python folder. This entire folder of core Python folder, whatever the folder is there, this entire folder is considered as the working directory. Entire folder is considered as the working directory. Only core Python folder, not this, again, not this folder. Only this folder where your Jupyter notebook is there, that particular folder is called as working directory. Now, how to check your working directory is simply by writing PWD, present working directory. If you write like this, you'll get what is your working directory. Where your Jupyter notebook is located, you can get clearly by using PWD. If you type PWD, you'll get present working directory. Present working directory means where your Jupyter notebook is there. The location of your Jupyter notebook file. This is one way of option. Option number 1. You can write option number 1. To check the working directory, this is option number 1. I'm writing in the note, that is star, to check the working directory. To check working directory. Okay. To check the working directory, this is option number 1. Okay. In that option number 1, I'm writing option number 1. Okay. To check the working directory, this is option number 1. Okay. Out of second option is import OS. Import OS, and within the OS, you are having the option called as get CWD is the second one. This is the second option. Second option is import OS. Within the OS, get CWD is the function is available. If you use this function, it is going to give the output wherever your Jupyter notebook is located. os.getWD. GetWD means get, C means current working directory. Here P stands for present, here C stands for current. Okay. So you are going to get the current working directory wherever your Jupyter notebook is located. This is option number 2. That is option number 1, and this is option number 2. Anything you can use. Options means anyone you have to use. Okay, to check the working directory, you are having option 1 is PWD, option 2 is OS, and os.getCWD. This is the second option. Now, setting the working directory. Now you have to set your working directory. Setting the working directory means, again, you are having 2 options. Okay. How to set your working directory? Working directory means, now for example, you are import SRK. You have imported. Now SRK, where it is going to check? Where it is going to check? It is going to check in your working directory. Here it is going to type srk.py file is available or not. It is going to check here in your working directory. It is going to check whether this py file is available or not. srk.py is available or not. If it is available, means okay. If it is going to import, the cell will be executed successfully. If it is not available, means it is going to throw error that no module found with srk. If this file is not available in your working directory, means it is going to throw error. No, sir. 1. I'm deleting this one. Okay. Sir, this is not there. Assume this is not there. Here, it is just of 1 KB or 2 KB or 3 KB or importing. Fine. Assume that my py file is of 10 GB. Assume, example. Generally, py files will not be 10 GB. Example only. Okay. So 10 GB file is there. I can't bring that one into this one because this disk is already filled. This disk is already filled. Now what I have to do? Now, whatever the working directory is there, that location you have to set. Set the working directory we used to call. That is, change the working directory to that particular location. So now it is going to change the working directory. So now what it is going to do, I'm going to do is, see here, just observe this one. Whatever srk.py file is there, I'm going to copy into D drive. Within the D drive, NIT Google Drive. Here I'm pasting. Now, where is my IPNB file is there? IPNB file is there in the NIT within the core Python. Here my IPNB file is there. In this file, whether srk.py is there? No, right? Not there, right? Now, let us check. Let me clear the outputs. Means I'm restarting fresh. Okay. Sir, why you are restarting? You will ask that doubt now. Because once you have imported, means it will be back and running only. Already I have imported earlier SRK na. Now it will be running already. Now whether it is working for new one or old one, how you can know? So that is the reason first I have cleared the previous one. The previous one already empty. Now everything is empty. Now see here, import SRK. I'm writing import SRK. It is saying that no module found. Why? Because it is checking here in my working directory. It is checking like this: srk.py file is available or not, and it has got with respect to error. There is no value. It is not the py file. This is something different file. Okay. If you remove this one also, okay. Remove this. Remove this. Once again. Okay. srk.py. Now, no items found. That is the reason it is going to throw error that one. Now what I'm changing is, now where is this srk.py file is available? In which location? Either you copy that one into your working directory. First option is copy that one into this one, or second option, go directly to which location it is available. So this is available here now. This path, whatever the path is that, this path I'm going to copy here and I'm going to paste here. Now, once I write like this, what happens, you know? Now working directory has been shifted to this folder. Now this is the folder which is working directory. Now here it is going to check as srk.py is available or not. In this folder it is going to do the search. It is not going to search in that one. It is going to search in this. Whatever the location you have given, in that location it is going to identify. This is the second option. For this, what you have to do is you have to write the path. Once you have set the path now like this, first it is asking what is OS. So I am importing OS. Import OS and OS.chdir. Ch means change. Dir means directory. You are changing the directory to this location. Now your working directory is this one. Now if you ask os.getwd, what is your working directory? This one. NIT Google Drive is your working directory. In D, NIT, core Python is earlier. Now this is changed to this one. Is that clear? How to change the working directory? Anyone has questions? One way is copy, write in your notes. If you want clearly, write in your notes. I will explain. Because this is one of the most important one. In the future, we are going to do multiple times this one. That is the reason. Right? Option number one is copy your py file, your module.py file, whatever the module.py file, in this case srk.py file, in my case srk.py file, to wherever your Jupyter notebook is there, to wherever the Jupyter notebook is there, to that location, to location of, you can write like this, to the location of Jupyter notebook. Okay, copy this module.py into the location of Jupyter notebook. Wherever your Jupyter notebook is there, copy that one directly. Then it is going to be simple, very simple. Then you don't need to change the working directory or nothing you don't need to do. Simple, in one shot it is going to be completed. Right? So copy your module into the location of Jupyter notebook is the option number one. Option number two, change the working directory. Change the working directory. This is option number two. Either this one or that one. Do any one of yours. Change the working directory, or into the working directory bring this one. Anything. Either this one or this one. Okay. In my case, what I have done is option number two. I have changed the working directory to this location. To this location I have changed, and now my working directory is this one, the second location. I have went to the option number two. Sir, suppose we don't know where that file is in my PC, but we want to import that one. Then you have to do with respect to Go to the my computer and check here search button. First you identify your file by using search. First identify the path where your file is there. Okay, just check. Now import srk. Now where the srk.py it is going to check? In the Jupyter notebook file or in the working directory file? In the working directory, that is in the DNIT drive, NIT Google Drive. Okay, in the NIT Google Drive, it is just opening in the NIT Google Drive. Here it is checking srk.py is available or not. Yes, srk.py is available, so it is getting imported. This file is getting imported. Now, once again, I'm doing this one. I'm clearing off entire from the starting. I'm doing. Now, directly I'm using import srk. It is not executing because what is my present working directory? What is your working directory? Wherever your Jupyter notebook is there, that is your working directory. Without changing, it is not going to work. Otherwise, you have to bring that at least that one into this one. You have to apply either option 1 or option 2. Without applying option 1, option 2, if you directly go and apply this, it is not going to execute because this is not the inbuilt module. This is user-defined module. Inbuilt modules will be applied directly. User-defined modules has to be either you have to apply before to that option 1 or option 2. Any one you have to do, then only it will work. Right? Otherwise, it is not going to work. Next, srk.add. Now, what happens? I have imported srk. Now, imported srk means in srk, whatever the functions are there, every function will be imported. Each and every function will be imported. So, in the backend, complete whatever the functions are there, 2 functions are there, 2 functions will be imported. Now, srk.add, because you have imported up to import srk now, so you have to start from srk. srk.add 10, 20. 10, 20 means now A is equal to 10, B is equal to 20, enters into this function, execute and return the C value, which is 30. srk.sub 10, 20. Sub is available now, sub also available. 10, 20. That is 10 minus 20 minus 10. It is going to return the minus 10. srk.mul. It is not available. It is going to throw an error, that attribute error, that particular function is not available. So now if you remember, the list.append is there na? For list also, list.py is there. In the list.py, def of append is the function. That function is getting executed. Okay. That is the reason list.append. If, for example, instead of append, if you ask pen, list.pen means it is going to throw the same error called as attribute error. List is not having this pen. List.py, it is going to open. Inside that function is not available. Sir, but list is not considered as a module. If it is list is module means you have to import every time. Since list is not created as a module, they have created as a data structure. That is a different one. That is the reason it is called as data structure. It is not called as data type. List is not called as data type. It is called as data structure. The structure of that one is entirely different. It is not like similar kind of other data types. Not only list, tuple, set and dictionary, everything. Right? Now, second option is, now in this creating the functions I told you. Now in the modules, I told you what is meant by module, a group of functions or variables. I'm writing in this one of the variable also. Let me create one more variable. X is equal to 99 is one more variable, not function, variable, and I'm going to click on the save. Okay, now srk consists of how many functions? 2 functions and 1 variable. This complete module consists of 2 functions and 1 variable. Now if I ask srk.x, what is srk.x? 99. srk.add of 10, 20. 30. srk.10 of not mul na, sub of 10, 20 minus 10. 99, 30 minus 10 is the answer. So dot x is not there. So why x is not considered? Because you have imported. After import, you are doing this one. So once again, you have to re-import this srk. You have done the after modification. Have you imported? After modification, you have not imported, right? After modification, once again, you have to do the import, and now it is going to work. See, just give me a minute. X is equal to 99. Give me a minute. Okay, X is equal to 99 and close. Done. Now import SRK. Right? So once again, we have to restart the kernel. So srk.x 99, srk.add of 10 comma 30, srk.sub of 10 comma 20 means minus 10. Now instead of srk, I can't say every time srk like this. So for that one also I'm using a shortcut alias m. M is nothing but srk, both are same, but alias. Okay, import srk as m. So when you are going to use this one means whenever you are having any library name as big name, some big name you are having. For example, import Sivarama Krishna. I can't do like this now. Sivarama Krishna, import Sivarama Krishna, import Sivarama Krishna. We can't write every time this one. So import shortcut as import Sivarama Krishna as SRK. Means instead of writing every time Sivarama Krishna like this, you can write as SRK. Now for that SRK also I am writing import as M shortcut. Now m.x, what is meant by m.x? M.x is nothing but equal to srk.x. Both are same only. Now everything you are going to get the same way. Whatever the above answer is there, the same answer you are going to get here also. Now what is the difference means instead of srk you are using m only. That's it. Because you have imported like that. Renaming the module at the time of import only. You have to rename at the time of import only. Right? From srk, import x, add. These two you are importing. And you are having these three. That is sub, three of them are there. Now you don't need to write the srk dot, right? Because from srk you are importing directly only those things. Now you don't need to use with respect to every time the extension. Now for example, print x. What is print x? 99. Add means 30. Sub will not work because you have not imported sub now. So it is going to execute the first two, but the third one it is going to throw error because you have not imported that one. You have not imported, right? You have imported only x separately and add, but not sub. If you want to import sub also means import sub, then it is going to work. Imports from srk, import star. Star means all of them. Once again, everything. You are going to import everything. Next one is import from srk, import x as y. X as y and add as sum. Now print y. Print y means what is y? X only na. Print is sum of 10 comma 20 means sum is nothing but add. That you are going to import. Like this it is going to work. Right? So just whatever you are writing, it is having like this multiple options are there, out of which the first one is import directly the module name is the first option. What are the various possibility of imports means first option is import module name directly. If you are having multiple modules means import multiple modules like this. Import math, comma, random, comma, srk, everything you can import multiple things also, multiple modules also you can import in a single line. Second one, import module 1 as m. Means any module you want to rename also you can rename. Similarly, you can import the multiple also rename. Or from module you can import whatever the member you want, whether it is a variable or a function, whatever it is you can import. From the module you can import multiple members also. And from module import star. Like this you are having multiple options. Anything is going to be the same. And I have explained all the options. Did I miss anything? From fifth, from module, from srk, you are going to import the member. Member is nothing but function name, add. Add is the function. This example, from srk, import x comma add. Two things. Multiple things also you can import like this. For this example, from SRK, import x as y. And you are importing only x only, not even second one. Oh, you are importing only one, that too as y. If you want to import second one also, add as sum. This one also I have shown you, right? Multiple things you can import, single thing also you can import. Similarly, from module import star, all the options I have shown you. See here. This is first option, option number 1. Okay, import SRK, and this is first option. Okay, this is second option, that is rename. This is you are selecting only the members, within that members, whichever the members you want to import, this one. See here, this output is same, this output is same, this output is same, this output is same, this output is also same. Everything is same. For example, you want to alias this one also, sub as min minus, something like this. And I'm writing print minus of 10 comma 20. Every option is having the same answer. If you have imported directly like this also, same answer. Or if from the same thing, what I'm having here above, whatever I'm having above, I'm using the same from SRK import star. The same answer. This one, this one, this one, all of them are having the same answers. But importing is multiple choices. Is that clear? This is with respect to modules. Modules are nothing but combination of functions. In one shot, today's class means group of functions keeping in one location is called as today's class. That's it.